And I'll say this, if I were a Steeler fan, I would have to feel encouraged, not just with the development of the Cleveland quarterback situation, but the way that the Steelers have played in the AFC North, the state of the AFC North, the way the schedule is shaping up. You have a Ravens-Bengals game coming up tomorrow night, so somebody's got to lose.
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, a Browns team with no quarterback. So it's a game that you should win. You should win that game. And the fact of the matter is that Mike Tomlin's been doing very well in this division. He's 6-2 in his last 8 divisional games. Kenny Pickett's 4-1 against AFC North opponents with 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. They seem to have a recipe here within the division. So, and the schedule shapes up. They win this game, Ron, they are absolutely in the conversation to win the division, right?
No, there's no doubt. It would be 7-3 and still have those 3 very winnable games, you would think.
Yeah.
I mean, they can lose any of them. There's no question. It is the NFL. But they win this one, they are going to be in a great, great, great spot.
And the Bengals are a little bit banged up. That gets overlooked. T. Higgins has been hurt. Trey Hendrickson has been hurt. I see Sam Hubbard appeared on the injury report. I'm not sure what his situation is. Jamar Chase has been banged up a little bit this year.
Bad back, played, but limited.
So they're off, obviously. Look at their record, right? And now they got to go into Baltimore and win a game. That ain't going to be easy. And the Ravens, I'm with Caballi on that. I just don't trust them. I don't necessarily trust Lamar. Definitely don't trust Harbaugh to close games. The last year and a half, he's had trouble with that.
Everybody is hurt now. Everybody has problems. The one advantage the Ravens do, they have not had their bye week yet.
That's a big one.
That is a big plus for them, isn't it?
Yes.
Because they're going to have a chance to get healthy for the stretch run.
I think they're going to win that game against the Bengals. Do you?
No, I can't. That would really put the Bengals up against it, almost to the point they'd have to, win, 6 of their last 7 maybe? I don't see that happening. 5
to make the playoffs 7. Or get in the division? I think you can lose 7 and get in the playoffs. 10-7 should get you in.
Okay, well they'd be 5-5, right?
5-5.
Lose this one.
So they'd have to go 5-2 down the stretch.
5-2, and look at some of the teams they play.
Look at the Ravens
Includes
too.
The Steelers twice.
Look at the Ravens. They go Bengals at Chargers. Not an easy game. You're facing Justin Herbert. That's a problem. Bye week. Then you got the Rams at home. That's probably a good thing, although Stafford might be back.
That bye week is going to come at a perfect time for them.
And then they go at Jacksonville and at San Fran in back-to-back night games, then Miami at home and Pittsburgh at home. They've got a tough schedule here.
Yeah, but if they win tomorrow night, that's 8, right?
Yeah, that's 8.
And maybe just win those last 2 home games, and they can win another one somewhere. Rams, maybe.
Sure. Well, I think the Ravens are going to get to the playoffs.
Yeah,
but are they going to win the division? I think it might come down to that. I think it's going to come down to Pittsburgh and Baltimore in that last game.
Wouldn't that be something?
Wouldn't be the first time those two played for a division.
No,
Sunday, January 7th.
It would not.
What do they both have 9 wins at that point, you think? Or more?
Well, if the Ravens win tomorrow,
have
they'll have 8 already, right?
I think the Ravens are going to they should beat Los Angeles at home, right?
Right.
They're going to win at least 2 or 3 more games. I think both would have to have 10 to make that for the division.
For the division.
And I don't know. 10 seems like a stretch for me for the Steelers to go into that game with, but it could happen.
No, it doesn't, Felzy. They're going to beat Dorian Thompson-Robinson for 7, Arizona for 8, New England for 9, and then either Indy, Cincy, or Seattle, one of the 3 for 10. Why is that a stretch, Felzy?
Indy, Cincy, Seattle?
I think
one of the
Indy's
3.
Gonna be,
one of the
Indy's
3.
going to be a tough game.
They all will be.
Yeah. I mean, what am I saying? I said they were going to be 9-5.
Right.
Going into those last 3 games.
You can take it back. Go ahead.
I'll take it back.
Flip and flop. That's what we do on
yeah.
this show.
Yeah, it's okay to take it back. I think the Steelers better have 10 wins going into that game. They better.
If they have 9, they may not make the playoffs.
So we're saying the expectation here, baseline expectation, is 10 wins for the Steelers at this point.
Going into the Baltimore game.
I'm just saying for the season.
For the season? Cleveland, they're going to split the next 2 games, I think. That's 7. Arizona, 8. New England, 9. Indy, Cincy, Seattle win 1, and that's 10. And then I think, I would expect at least 10 wins, possibly 11. Ron, how about you?
Man, I can't see 11 wins. I just can't. The way
I know.
the sustainability of this whole thing, I just don't see it. I really thought that they,
Do you think they're going to win Sunday?
I'm really doubting it now. I'm just only because everything says they should win. And I always pick against that, always.
Except the odds makers say they should lose.
Yeah, but that means everybody in the world will bet on the Steelers because they think they can't lose.
Yeah.
And that tells me, guess what? They can lose.
I think they'll be favored in 1, 2, maybe only 2 or 3 more games, really.
Arizona, New England, right.
Yeah, of course.
Indy maybe a little bit.
What if Arizona takes off a little bit with Kyler Murray?
If they don't win, well, they could. They could. I mean, he makes it exponentially harder to beat them than whoever they had before.
Then Clayton Tune and
I like Clayton.
Dobbs.
I thought Clayton did a nice job.
He was a little out of tune for those games.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
that.
know.
he made me want to tune in.
I like that. If they don't get to 10, then they're going to fall apart. They've played 9 games. They have 8 more. If they go 3-5, that's a failure down the stretch. 3-5?
Yeah, it is.
4-4
Yeah, it
might be
is.
realistic. That gets them to 10. Ron, you still think 9-8?
This whole Cleveland, I had them losing this Cleveland game. I still do, but that's only my contrary position. They should win 10 games.
At this point, man, they better, or it's going to be a failure. Missing the playoffs would be a massive. They're going to have to crumble.
Yep.
They're capable of that. They've done it 2 or 3 times not that long ago under Tomlin, correct?
Yep.